I'm GKR, and you're watching Toasted.
Now this is an impromptu interview because actually the schedule was all fucked up, and now I found you here in a hotel. How are you, man?
I'm very good. Yeah, a little bit tired, but super good.
You here at the festival, of course, also. There's a funny story about you going for the first time to the festival, right? Tell me about it.
Yeah, it's my right. It's my father from Holland that I've never met. He said like he was doing this. It was like a question game on the Dutch radio station, and it was like if you answered some questions right, you would get free tickets to Iceland Airwaves. And he answered them right, and he got the tickets, but for some reason he wasn't able to come to Iceland, so he gave me the tickets. I sold one for like 20,000 kroner, which was a lot for me then. And I had the time of my life. It was my first time at the festival, so it's a pretty cool story.
So, and you also told me you know a couple of words in Dutch still.
Yeah,
But you were you're like 1 year old when you still lived in Holland, right?
yeah, I was like 1 year old.
So you just started talking.
Yeah, I'm not completely sure. It's probably from like 1 to 2 years old. I had my first girlfriend there. My mom tells me she was called Zoe. I know she was black. Not that, yeah.
You are a miracle kid, man. I mean, Mozart was like 4 when he wrote his first opera, but you were 2 when you had your first girlfriend. That's really good.
Yeah, I know. She has played an important role in my life.
Hey, more about you. For those who don't know you yet, how would you describe yourself?
I would say big heart, a lot of ambition, sometimes a control freak, but very kind in the core.
When and how did you get into music?
Mm, I'm not sure. I think it's been like building up my whole life. You know, my mother has listened to a lot of cool music. You know, like indie rock and some punk, and she has taught me like probably a lot of cool aspects of music and taught me how to like take in what's interesting and build it into my own. Then I started playing piano, and I practiced that for maybe 3 years or something, or 3 or 4 years. But I quit that. But I don't know. Then it just came. Like I started listening to hip hop when I was maybe 13 years old. I started like really listening to it and downloaded all the classic like Wu-Tang albums and all that, like the starter pack of old school hip hop. Um, and then from that point, I just started like when I was angry, I wrote some lyrics. As cheesy as it sounds, it's like I was in my room, I wrote some lyrics. It sucked, but it gave me like a feeling of like relief and like made me more calm. So yeah, after that, I think I just started doing more and more of that. And
So when was the moment that you thought was, this is so good, I'm really going to perform now?
um, that was actually not the moment created by me. Like my first show was in Poland. I was just doing like a short documentary with my school. Like we went from Iceland to Poland and shot some documentary with Polish people, and I got to play one show there. That was my first show, but it was just like one song for like kids that was dragged from the Polish schools to this place where I was playing, and just one song, and they didn't know anything and I didn't know anything, and it was okay. But then early 2015, a friend of mine said, "Hey yo, you have to play at Prikið, like at this event, which is like Prikið is like the center of Icelandic hip hop." So like, and that was my first actual show. I was booked there, and I was like, "Oh, okay, I don't know if I have even enough songs," but I did.
Were you nervous back then? I mean, that must have been a big thing, right?
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of nervous, but like, yeah, I mean, I prepared well, and I was just nervous knowing how I would deliver live. I never knew how my energy would be and how good I would be. And like the first track, it was kind of like little bit off, but then it just came, and all of a sudden it was like in the fourth song, I felt this feeling like I recognized the feeling. It was just like, this is where I belong. And like I felt it, and I think all the people in the room felt it at the same time. It's like, it's so funny when you play live. It's like a mutual feeling. You know if the people aren't feeling great, and you know when they feel super nice. So it's like I felt that feeling there, and I was like, okay, that's it. That's what I'm going to do, you know.
And you never stopped doing it ever since.
Yeah, I mean, back then I was always like writing and trying to get beats from Martin and stuff, but um, but ever since then the ball started rolling. Like people were wanting to like book me. First it was just for free, then some more money came in, and I decided like it like when you jump in the pool, it's like okay, now everything is about to happen, and then I decided now I have to really go and push and push and push and do more and more, you know.
And now it's safe to say, of course, that you conquered Iceland, which is, of course, the truth. But you have massive ambitions, like you said yourself, and you want to bring your music outside of Iceland. And now I read this fantastic quote that somebody told you, if you ever want to make it outside of Iceland, you have to stop rapping in your own language. Yeah. And then you said, from that moment on, I decided that I was going to conquer the world with my own language and not going to hip hop in English.
Yeah.
You got some balls, man.
Yeah, I'm slowly proving that it's possible.
Of course it is.
Yeah, like you're doing an interview with me now. Why?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like I'm slowly proving that whatever you put your mind to, you can do it. But then after after I do like all the Icelandic stuff and like I push that and people are saying, oh, okay, this is nice. Like I still want people to understand all my lyrics, so maybe I will try to like do some English tracks and see how people like that. But I have to practice a lot for that. That's like a whole different session, you know.
Because I mean, I was looking at a couple of bands at the festival and also hip hop acts, and I don't understand Icelandic language. Yeah. And to be honest, if you don't understand the language, it just comes down to the beats and the rhymes. Yeah, yeah. And I think you lose so much of the music.
Yeah, I mean yeah, but like the how hip hop in the world is evolving now, like with all the mumble rap, like Lil Yachty and Lil Uzi Vert and all that. It's becoming, more about the vibe. So like even the lyrics don't matter that much. Like in some songs, for some artists, it's just like the whole vibe. So like I think that's a quality for me, like because if you don't understand the lyrics, you might catch like the feeling of the track. So like that's still not lost, and I think I can bring that. But the song will be so much better if you knew what I was saying.
So how are you going to conquer the world? Will you play outside? I mean, will you go to Europe? Will you go to America? You've been to Poland, but this was the one. Yeah.
But yeah, I think I'll do just whatever it takes. It's like it's no limit. I think it's just like what's fun and what I have to do. I will do that.
What are your favorites? What is your music? What do you like when you listen to hip hop? You did all the classics you said. What are you currently listening to yourself?
Like it's always changing, just like how life changes. But like I really like the Blonde album by Frank Ocean that he released. It's just because
It did get a lot of flack. A lot of people weren't too happy about it.
Yeah, but I think it came to me at the right moment because I was so much like putting pressure on my ears, listening to like different kind of mixes and like hurting my ears a little bit. So it was nice to be just alone in the studio with no internet and put Blonde on because like it's so calm, and I could just close my eyes and just like relax. So it was kind of like relaxing, but also very good music at the same time. I also I've been influenced by Chance the Rapper because like he has brought so much positivity into music and like even his like fuck you songs are positive, like No Problem with 2 Chainz and Lil Wayne. It's like he's shooting at the major labels, but still it's like positive. So like it's played at the club and people get hype, but it's like positive hype. And I think that's also a very interesting factor. But then I like, Awful Records, Father and Vince Staples and, all the artists in America now. Like, I like different kind of, Lil Yachty, I like how he brings like the childish into it again. I really like that aspect. So, I mean, yeah, I get influenced by so much,
There was a period of time in hip hop that there was like a crossover between bands and hip hop artists. I could see you do that actually too, playing with a live band. Is that something for you?
I mean, yeah, I think it would have to be like a planned planned out show than like really thought out why I'm bringing the band in and like making it like I really like the aspect of just having a DJ and just a mic and delivering that way. I think that's also very cool. Like you don't always have to like do it bigger. It's also cool to just have the basic. But I think if I'm having like a release gig or like if I would go on a tour, I would maybe like build up and have some like more instrumentation because me and I know Martin also and we like heavy instrumentation. We like all kind of strings and like big synths and big drums and everything like that.
What strikes me about music from Iceland is that it's very successful, and there aren't too many people living here. I mean, in Iceland, in the whole of Iceland, 350,000 people max, and then I think that most people who do make music are in Reykjavik, which is like on 250,000 people. Yet there are so many good bands and so many good crews around, and the reason why they are so successful is, and that's my opinion, maybe I'm wrong, is that like yourself, all the musicians here do what they think is great. They're not influenced by, they're not trying to please people. They don't give a damn. They make their own stuff.
I think I might understand why you think that, but I think that's not completely right because I'm pretty sure a lot of artists try to do music that please others. Like all artists do it somewhere in their like life, but in Iceland I think it's like there are some artists that do music to try to fit in with something instead of doing just their own. But I think the reason why there's so much talent is just like, if I weren't doing music, I would be so depressed, it would be so hard for me to be here and just, I would feel super alone. So like doing music helps me feel, not as alone and helps other people also feel like they're a part of something. So that's why I have so much ambition. Like I have the constant feeling of wanting to prove myself. Even for Martin, which is my best friend, I'm always trying to show him what I can do. So I think that's more the thing. And like not even in music, in sports and everything, like Icelandic people are super talented. It's crazy. Like, and they've been for a long time.
I think they're also really motivated.
Yeah, motivated, yeah, I think so too. Yeah, I think that's pretty cool. But like, the Icelandic hip hop gaining worldwide attention for only Icelandic rap is very new, and it comes with, of course, there are so many tourists coming in now, and the football team doing great, and like at one point it was only just people referring to Björk, but now it's a little bit changing. Now you have Kaleo and Of Monsters Man, Siguros, and all that. Yeah.
And what's next? You?
Yeah. No, I don't know.
I hope so, man.
Yeah, hopefully.
Hey, the year's almost over. What holds the next year for you? Any plans?
Yeah, I know. I'm the kind of guy that don't say the plans until I'm 100% sure they will happen. But like, I might be going out of Iceland for just like a small gig somewhere else, like in another country. But I'm not completely sure if it's going to happen. But like that's the goal, to like try and go out of Iceland and see what happens then. And like I don't, when will this interview be out?
So 2 weeks, 1 week.
Yeah, okay. So maybe, yeah, like as soon as this is released, a lot of things are going to change for me because of what I'm doing. Like I have some plans right now that people don't know of, but they will soon know. So like I don't know what will happen, but that might change a lot for me as well.
So it's going to be an exciting year for you.
Yeah, I hope 2017 will be exciting. Yeah. I mean, it will be exciting whatever happens. I will just make sure it gets exciting.
Thanks so much for your time, man.
Yeah, you too, man.